Welcome back to the Tracie Trendy Show, my lovelies. Welcome back to the low down, dirty, low down dirt of Love After Lockup season finale. Okay, it has been a wonderful season, I must say. We have the appropriate train wrecks, okay? The season did produce from the beginning and to the very end, my loves. Now, I have taken very copious notes, so I do not want to forget anyone or any detail that I came across. So let's talk about Eris and Cam. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. This is the aftermath of the party of the blood jump down party that didn't cap him, so it was a homecoming. Cam comes strolling up to the hotel, didn't know how he got there. Hopefully he Ubered it, but he curled up drunk, snuggling up with his Air Force Ones. And I bet you he stayed. That's why Eris told him to get out of her bed. And then, he was pretty mean while he was drunk, but he had no recollection of it. But see, this is what Eris signed up for. And I don't know why she was acting surprised and hurt and all this other mess, because she really didn't know Cam that long. She claimed she knew him before he got arrested. So who knows? But how long did you know him? Because this man loves to partake. So anyway, in their little fight, he tosses out his wedding ring, and it's all like, "Where's the ring? Where's the ring?" And it had a little situation about the ring. Am I gonna get my ring back? And I'm like, he doesn't need a ring. He needs an AA chip. Okay, you gonna bring this man to be a father figure for your daughter? Come on now. She's braver than I am, but apparently they are doing fine. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm hoping for Lena's sake that is the truth. Now, moving on to Travis and Ashley. Okay, they roaming down the street in the Jag with a floaty in the sunroof. Okay, now those little suckers are hard to deflate. The big ones are hard to deflate. You get a real good big one, those things are hard to deflate. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, but moving on from that, they get to the mother's house and Ashley's acting all like snippy towards Travis's mom. Now this drunk homeless lady is acting kind of like uppity. And I'm like, you can't even afford your own place, number one. The least you can do is greet the mother. So that was kind of like, I mean, if I was the mom, I would be like, you know what? Don't bother unpacking. Just take your mess and go on back to the street. Okay. Maybe I'll take in my son, or if you want to go behind you, fine. So then I think I have a theory why Ashley was crying. Well, she started off every episode crying, but maybe this kept her crying because maybe she thought she was preggers. No, listen, I believe this is a theory. I don't know if it's true, but lately I think Sharp is offering a big bonus for these women to get pregnant. Big bonus, maybe $25,000. So that's a lot for someone who's broke like Ashley and Justine. So maybe Ashley was kind of stressing out. She wanted the money. She wants to have Travis' kid, but maybe not at this time because she knows she messed up. And she likes to partake in a lot of things. So maybe that's why she was always crying, because that was told to her. And maybe that's the reason why she's always crying and kind of stressed out. Because when she finally told Travis, this came right after the heels of a late night bar crawl that they had. And she was stinking drunk. And then she telling him she's 3 weeks late. Anyway, how did they afford those pregnancy tests? They're broke. Now I do know Sharp provides them with $500, but $500 does not go that far because they were paying for a hotel room, and they're paying for drinks. Drinks aren't cheap. Hotels aren't cheap. So I think Sharp Entertainment, hey, that's a free test. But I'm like, because otherwise, why don't you just go into the free clinic, okay, and handle the business? Because Travis is talking about How is he going to afford a child? Does he have to rob a bank? I'm like, why don't you start with a job first before you do something that crazy? So, anyway, I just think those two together are not a good idea. Good thing they did break up because Ashley's going to force this man to break the law. So, and I wonder what the prisons tell these people because nobody seems to have a clear head. Like, okay, um, this is what I'm going to do when I get out of prison. I have to do this, X, Y, and Z. All they know is the PO, and they got to be in and test clean, not dirty. I want to know they should, before they're released, they should have to take a course. They have to pass the course, and they have to have like an action plan once they get out. Otherwise, they can't get out. That's what I think. Because none of these guys seem to be wanting to get a job. So anyway, after that whole pregnancy scare, Travis was like, "I'm out. Too much. This lady's too much. I was wanting to be comfortable, and they want this much stress coming out of prison." So we all saw that writing on the wall. And moving on to Skylar and Nathan, I'm gonna do this real quick. All right, now, why is Skylar at this pumpkin patch? Where are her children? She got two girls. She can bring them to the pumpkin patch. I don't know what the whole situation. That was a weird scene. And then he says, "Well, let's go to a Halloween haunted house." That was the lamest of the lame. You got all your addict friends, and everybody's out there sober now, or they are cons and they just got out of prison and they're sober and they get out. Everybody's in the same boat that Skylar and Nathan's in. I don't think have anybody that's not in that life. I guess birds of the feather flock together. So anyway, anyhow, I'm wondering why did they bother even going to this stupid haunted house, whatever wood thing it was. It's so lame. All they needed to do. Now this is what they could have came up on this. Skylar and Nathan could have made major bank if they offered the whole town to come to Mima's house. All right. That's all. No waste of money going to no haunted house. Open the doors to Mima's trap house, and they could have made a lot of money. All right, and they eventually did get engaged, but not on the show. Later on, unfortunately, I think she should have left him. And the only thing I think they should have did was made Mima's house to haunted house. Okay, they didn't have to do any decorations. Good Lord. Moving on to Derek and Monique. Derek is always in designer duds. Meanwhile, Monique is looking a little like she coming off some fast fashion from China somewhere in these factories. And then they got these alley cat sizes. I call it alley cat sizes. It's like a cat. Alley cat is slender, And Monique ain't slender. So why is she wearing these alley cat sizes? Now, anyway, ringing it up, the scene goes like this. Derek calls his brother to invite the family to the cookout. But the brother said he's allergic to grass. But then again, I remember they were at that cemetery at the mom. They were all on the grass. Nobody mentioned the allergies then. But to the family's side of it here, Monique and Derek gave them a 1 hour notice. And then they mad that they're 3 hours late. No, Derek and Monique were last minute. So their invitation was late, if you ask me, because assuming that maybe they had other things to do. Anyway, they came 3 hours late for a barbecue, but I'm like, you know what? How long would this barbecue gonna last? I think it should last like 3-4 hours. So if they came at 3 hour mark, maybe it should be wrapping up. I don't know, 4 hours, I guess. But I don't know why Derek was in a huff because they were late. When they just jumped at a whole 1 hour notice, hey, we're gonna have a cookout, be there or be square. And I don't even know how Derek knows how to barbecue, okay? He up there lighting the coals while the food is, I don't know, and the tags were on the utensils. Anyway, Monica sitting down there grumbling about the sister being messy. But she can't keep their names out of her mouth. Now she knew what she was doing when she got them to sign up for the show. She knew they were ratchet. She knew the more ratchet is a better guarantee of being on the show. Plain and simple. So she knew what she was doing. And that's why she keep bringing them up. Oh, and they're not even in the scene yet, but she bringing them up. And I'm like, this is family. I know that's Derek's father's side of the family, but word gets around. But Big Mom was like, I ain't got to go home, baby, but I'm going to have to get up on out of here. So Big Mom was not down with the ratchetness, nor with, Monique's little mess. So anyway, the rest of the family finally rose up. The mother side of the family rose up. And they go at it. And they go at it because Derek says, drive off. But so the sister's thinking it's all Monique's action. And so here come Elizabeth at the door. But Derek never checks his sisters. Now, he doesn't say it was him that told Monique to roll down the window. Of course, the sister's going to think it's Monique's doing. But Monique didn't make the situation any better because she started talking smack. And Derek is not going to check his family. I said it before. He's not going to do it because why? Because the family has receipts. But I'm going to need Elizabeth to get off the ground and stop trying to recreate the Norbit scene off the ground. All right? So then there was a scene later on after this whole picnic scene. Monique is in Chicago at this point. She went back home because they are long distance relationships. So she noticed she Skypes Derek and she noticed the placement of the food at the restaurant. And he said he's there with his homie and his homie's girlfriend. And she was like, why is there another why is there a bread basket there next to you? And I guess she just probably figures that Derek doesn't mess with carbs like that. So apparently I done said Derek messes around. I done said it a whole bunch of times. These guys, he been in prison for 9 years. So this is what his activity was. He has the women in rotations. And that's what makes the time goes by in prison. But these women out here want to be the new warden once these guys get out of jail. They want to be the new warden. But there's a reason why they're in jail, because they don't, you can't hold them down and they're not going to do anything you tell them to do. They don't follow rules. So apparently I think Monique and Derek broke up at the thing, but they're going to be on Life After Lockup and they're still together, supposedly, allegedly, and we'll see what happens further on. Moving on to Justine and Mike. Now, this is what got me, okay? I don't understand why Justine is so entitled. She acts like this. Everybody's supposed to be happy over this 8th child that she had. Okay? She takes everybody down to some ice cream. It's kind of lame old dusty little ice cream parlor. And they get ice cream for a non-existent child. Like, that's a waste of money. They don't have money to waste like that. Then the 4x4 Justine. The 4x4 means she got 4 kids, each got their own daddy now. She's a 4x4. She told the world that she's redoing her life by having a new daughter. Now, she gonna have a girl. That's some tea. She's having a daughter. And she gonna do new daughter stuff. And which she didn't get to do with Kyle because she was young, hot stuff young. Darn near a teen. I think she was a teen mom, not a teen mom, maybe 18 or so, when she had Kylie. And it makes Kylie feel a certain way. And this is the second time Justine mentioned that. She wanted a girl so she could do girl stuff that she didn't get to do with Kylie. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're 35 years old, okay? It's time for you to hang that up. But anyhow, Kylie's in a whole crying fit. And everybody's like, what? Justine is stunned. That didn't affect her. when she says that she wants to do stuff that she didn't get to do with Kylie. And I'm like, you know, your daughter's sensitive to this issue. Now, all the kids are like, what? Nobody's really excited about this baby. And she's wondering why. I'm like, this is number 8 and the 8th child. And you really don't have any money for this child. You don't have time for this child. Maybe you will have time for this child, but not the other kids. So anyway, she says, I love you. I love you. You know, I love you differently than your brothers. And I love everybody differently. Blah, 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 blah. So I have a feeling that Justine is the same person she was as a teen mom, just a little old, just older, still dumb, and still full of foolishness. Okay, because she's expect everybody to bow down to them, parents too, mothers, everybody, and they're selfish like that. And they got all these kids and nobody's working, so it falls back on grandmothers. And I don't blame Michael's mom for wanting a DNA test because guess what? She was the one who watched his 3 children. He has 4, but the baby mama got arrested too, along with Michael, the one with the 3 kids. So she was watching all his kids while they both spent time in jail. So I don't blame the grandmother for saying, look, I gotta watch these kids. I better be mine. I'm gonna swab their mouths. So he never said, oh, people think, oh, he did it behind their backs. No, he didn't do it behind their backs. She was watching them for years. So, and I bet you nobody has a dime for these kids. No, nothing for their future. No generational wealth for their future. It's just another baby because it's cute. And they probably took that Sharp Entertainment dime. They probably got $25,000 or something. Because here's a team I loves. Justine and the family and Michael, all of them. Well, just Justine's kids and Michael. They moved to Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. So I guess he ain't gonna be a dad to the other kids that he has. The other 4 children will be damned, I guess, because he got a career now to pursue. So I'm like, if his career was that hot, why'd you have to sell drugs? If you got that much talent. But anyway, anyhow, they're in Vegas. That's the news. And also, Kylie's in Vegas because she's going to be going to, I mean, of course, Kylie's in Vegas because the family's there, but she's going to go to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. And so everybody be close. So there you have it. Justine is going to have her whole family in Vegas. I don't know about her mom. And if I were her mom, I wouldn't help out. Nothing. She said, oh, my mom's a great grandmother. You know, she fusses, but she's a great grandmother. Well, that's because she enables Justine. And so does Michael's mom. She enables him too. But I wouldn't give a dime to any of them. You pop these kids out, you handle it. So I just feel bad for the kids still because they're gonna suffer through this, but no daddy in the picture. Justine is a 4x4. She's done this before. The men don't stick around. Now this new daddy, Michael, he tolerates the kids. But a new baby on the way, I don't know how this is going to work. Justine is following behind him to these smoky clubs, to all these appearances that they don't get paid for. And it's just ridiculous. Okay. So the only people going to probably, I guess the kids are going to suffer because everybody sees what goes down. And so the camera's in the home. So on Monday, when these kids go back to school, those kids are going to have something to talk about. They're going to say, wait a minute. I saw your parents on TV talking about that old booty stuff, that old pokey booty stuff that they do in jail. Do they do that? And, all this stuff. Okay. So that's what I believe poor kids are going to have to suffer. Justine kids. Michael. I mean, if she wanted to have a kid by Michael, she needed to just cool her jets for a while. Okay. See how this worked out. And don't quit your job. So she don't really care about the baby's benefit because I'm like, even if they have the money for these kids right now, even if he has something stashed away, why don't you just keep that money saved up and keep working? and then see how things fall, how the chips fall. But apparently she needed to quit her job because they were moving to Vegas anyway, so whatever. But there you have it. That is the low down dirt, my loves. This was a great season, great season, all quite entertaining. As yeah, so I hope Sharp does the same thing with Life After Lockup and continue with the following shows thereafter. Okay, my loves. If you have not subscribed, what's holding you back? Okay, you're sitting back here listening to this low down dirt. I done told you, no, Justine and Mike, they moved the whole family down in the bar. You're drinking this tea, subscribed, drop a line, hit the notification bell, my loves, and I'll see you guys all on the flip side.